Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Long Island Watch, Islander ISL-85, and the Axios Pathfinder. I would consider these both to be a field watch in a way, or just a sport watch. Both stainless steel, 316L stainless steel, and they're both similar in size to each other. Price for the Island Watch Islander ISL-85 is $349, and price for the Axios Pathfinder is $329. So I do like this Islander. Actually, I bought this watch mainly because of the dial color. I had already had the Islander. I forgot the model name, but it's the same case with the fluted bezel and the Jubilee bracelet in the Sunburst Blue dial. Didn't want to really add another one to my collection, but I think there's room for both this watch and the other one that I'm speaking of. I'll try and put a link in the description below to that watch as well. So yeah, this blue dial is a very popular color these days with the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 36 and 41. This case is right in between those two sizes. This is a 38 millimeter case, and I've looked at a couple years ago. It was the Datejust was all they had in stock, the Datejust 36 and the Datejust 41, and I felt one was too small and one was too big. So this is right in between those two sizes. And the case size on the Axios is 40 millimeters, so a little bit larger than the Islander 85. So let's look at this one first. It has a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. It has this little cutout on the side here. This case is, I think, almost a direct copy of the old Seiko Sarb 033 case. So wears very well on wrist, nice and comfortable. Should have done a little better job of cleaning this watch off before the video, I guess. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, my wife has since taken this watch over from me, and I don't get to see it all that often. She really enjoys this watch. It does have a signed crown with the Islander logo. Nice O-style bracelet. Won't call it an oyster bracelet. Looks like there's some marks on it already, but that's how it goes when you wear a watch. Solid end link. It does have a male end link. Solid links with the screw adjustments here. This portion of the clasp is stamped, that part stamped, and then this inner portion is milled. It does have 3 micro adjusts. That still has some plastic on there, but that's okay. Take a look at the case back. I do appreciate looking at movements, mechanical movements, no matter if they're decorated or not. This is the Miyota 9015 movement, but even if it's Seiko NH35 or whatever, I still like looking at the movements. All right, let's go over the dimensions of this watch. For the case, we are looking at 44.5 millimeter. I have my notes a little bit jumbled up because I also included the distance between the two male end links. This is 48. Case size, lug to lug, is 44.5. Case diameter 38. Thickness nice and thin at 10.5. One big benefit of a flat sapphire crystal and also that Miyota movement. You normally have a thinner watch due to both of those factors. Lug width is 20, and that does taper down to 16. So very nice taper on this watch. It wears very nicely on wrist. So one more time on the dimensions: 48 between the male center links, 44.5 lug to lug, and 38 for the case diameter. And the crown size is 6.5 millimeter. And the weight on this watch is 117 grams. And I mentioned the weight of this one because this watch is a beefy, heavy watch. This weighs in at 147 grams, which is a bit much for a sport watch like this, or field watch, whatever you want to call it. It's not a diver, it's not a pilot watch, so That's what we'll call it. Alright, so Lume on this one is Super Luminova, and then Lume on the Axios is C3X1 Lume. I'm pretty sure the Axios will be brighter with the Lume, but we'll see that towards the end of the video here. Alright, let's go over the dimensions of the Axios now. So Axios, we have 47 millimeter lug to lug, and that is a female end link, so that's the true lug to lug with the bracelet attached. 40 millimeter case diameter. Thickness on this is a bit thick at 12.4, so almost 2 millimeter thicker than the ISL-85. They both do have flat sapphire crystals with AR coating applied to the underside. One more thing I want to point out is I really do like the curvature on watch cases, and this has some nice curves here to it in this view. And the Axios is just a slab-sided case, so straight up and down here. Lug width 20 millimeter, and the bracelet tapers down to 18. Again, I prefer 16 to 20. I'd like 4 millimeters of taper. And the crown size on this is 6.2, a little bit thinner than the Islander. And it does have a signed crown as well. These are both screw down crowns. Water resistance on the Axios, 200 meter versus 100 meter on this guy here. For this type of watch, I'm perfectly fine with 100 meter of water resistance. I'd rather the watch be a little thinner and 100 meter less water resistance. So this does have the Seiko NH35 movement, 6 beats per second on that second hand sweep versus 8 beats per second on this one here. Try and hold it still for a couple seconds here so you can see the sweep. So this watch also does have a mixture of brushed and polished surfaces. This does have a nice textured dial with applied indices. The Islander does have applied indices as well, but doesn't have this nice textured dial. I really like a textured dial on a watch. Gives you a little more visual interest, I guess, and then it has these different sets of applied indices. You have the Arabics and also the circle and baton indices around the minute track here. And that logo is a nice applied logo too. Let's closer look at the brushing and polishing on this watch. And I really do like this bracelet with the mix of brushed and polished surfaces. Very nice touch. The clasp though is too big and thick for my preference. And this center portion here is milled, and then the safety clasp and this portion are stamped. And 6 micro adjust on this guy here. Also, it does have this really nice engraved case back. Very well done. Alright, let's take a look at the closer look at the dial on the Islander. It does have applied indices. I don't know if that logo's applied or stamped from the underside. I'm not sure how that's done exactly. It is raised up off the surface, and so is that automatic text. And these are applied stick or baton indices in a fairly simple handset. Overall, very nice looking and very comfortable watch on wrist. Okay, let's zoom back out and we'll try both of these on wrist. If you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Like the video and leave a comment below. Let me know which of these watches you would choose, or you could actually have them both in your collection. I think they're different enough from each other. So there we go on my 6.5 inch wrist with 52 millimeter wrist span, and lug to lug on the female links. Again, I'm sorry, on the male links is 48, and then the case was I think it's 44.5. So yeah, good looking watch. I'd really like to have the Rolex with this dial color, but probably have a better chance of winning the lottery, or I could spend I don't know what they are, $50,000 on the, no, I think they're $40-some thousand on the secondary market now for a watch that retails at $6,000. But anyway, I'm getting off track here. So here we are zoomed out. Yeah, very comfortable watch. Wears very well. Looks good too. You can get them in quite a few different dial colors. I've actually lost track of all the dial colors now. And here we are with the Axios Pathfinder. This is a good looking watch. I think it's good value for money. It's just a little heavier and chunkier than I would like for a field watch. This one here, I think it's 6 or 8 different dial colors you can get. Like I said, I'll leave a link to both of these in the description, as long as I don't forget to leave a link. So there we go. 47mm lug to lug on this. You just have the slab side there, just straight up and down. I think the curvature makes this look a little thinner, but also overall it is a thinner watch. Alright, we'll pause the video and come right back with the Lume. Alright, so on the left, of course, we have the ISL-85, and on the right, the Axios Pathfinder. Lume's actually a little closer to each other than I was expecting, but I would still say the Axios has a slightly brighter lume by eye. And I really do like having all the Arabics loomed on the Pathfinder. One thing I didn't mention is both of these watches don't have a cutout on the dial for the date, but the movements both have the date, so they have a ghost date position. For a watch in these price ranges, $350 for the Islander and $330 for the Axios, I'm fine with that. But anything, you say over $500, I would like an actual no-date movement with a no-date watch. So that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching, and goodbye for now.